Hello everybody, I am Angry Bird. Welcome to a new Steel Division League cast. And we've got the deciding game between Tiger and RM34 today. Coming up just for you guys. Thanks very much to all my Patreon supporters, YouTube channel members and Twitch subscribers. So, let's not beat about the bush. Let's just get straight into it. Tiger on the left-hand side today. He's playing in blue, and he is playing the 7th Mechanized Corps on Flatline Income. Kind of nice to see the 7th Mech. Not seen it many times. One of the new divisions in Black Sunday. So it will be good to see them in action. I think we have cast them before. This might be only the second time, though. We will have a quick look at the deck. Razvedka in the Recon tab, they can be very good units with those bazookas. And obviously being Recon units, they can sneak behind enemy lines. So be good to see them in action. It's always a surprise to, you know, see bazookas because they've got that extra range on most of the kind of anti-tank weaponry. 97 units of infantry, mostly strokey DPs, some Tango Disanikis in A. We'll see how they are used, perhaps in the centre town on this map. Tank-wise, we got 41 tanks, mostly T-34-76s, so nothing too heavy. But then we do have SU-152s, SU-122s, and ISU-122s in the support and the anti-tank tab. So they're the heavy beasts of today. But again, you know, nothing massively over the top in terms of armor-wise. ISU, the biggest boy on show, I would think. But off the top of my head, that's still only around 120-ish armor. May not be exact, but that's just off the top of my head. So a lot of support weapons in this deck, you know, those 52Ps, the M42 guns as well. There really are some fantastic support weapons. And then there's the cheap tanks as well to kind of push the front line and overwhelm with. A really, really good deck this is. A very good deck. And the PE283s in the air tab as well. Tiger loves his bombers, so yeah, they do. I'm sure they will be doing a lot of heavy work. RM34, he's on the right-hand side in red, playing the 44th Guard Strelkovi on Flatline Income. So both players on Flatline, if I remember like 2 minutes ago correctly. This deck, we got plenty of snipers to start things off. They can be fantastic units. 124 units of infantry, so more infantry, 29 tanks, less tanks, but we do have T-34-85s in there, which will completely obliterate the T-34-76s. We actually have some SU-152s in here to counter the SU-152s of Tiger, and I can't for the life of me remember whether they have heat shells on them or not, but it will be important, I think, that they should for RM34's sake, because looking at this deck, it could struggle to get through the ISUs that Tiger has. He's got the M42s, which are going to be okay against the T-34s, but you've also got your 85 variants. He's got the ZIS-3 guns, which will perhaps have to do quite a bit of work. He does have the M30s in the artillery tab. They do have some pretty decent heat shells on them, so we'll see whether they come out. And he has some TU-2Ss, although not too many in the air tab. And not, well, actually, yeah, I was going to say not too much anti-air, but yeah, he's definitely got enough anti-air there as well. So RM34 definitely has a deeper deck in terms of infantry, but can he make it pay? So let's recap on the left-hand side in blue. We have Tiger. He's playing the 7th Mechanized, and he's on Flatline Income. And on the right-hand side in red, we have RM34 playing the 44th Guards on Flatline Income. And actually, I've just realised this is the same map as the first game, if I'm correct. Pop smoke there from Tiger with the PTRS 41s in the town. Did lose a unit in there probably PTRS, possibly Flammenworth as well. Ognamichiki that went down. M42 gun lined up on the road as well as T-34-85. So RM34 definitely has that road pretty well covered. And yes, this was the map from the first game. I do now remember correctly because nothing went up into this northern town. So yeah, playing again on this first map, and we'll see whether RM34 can get away with a win this time after he did lose the first map. I feel like in that first game he did concentrate a bit too much around this centre town, but also I think he was a little bit outmatched in terms of the deck that he had. He was up against a lot of Churchills. I believe he was with the 3rd Armoured, and they just struggled to get through the thicker armor of those Churchills. So this time, will it be the same? Will it be different? He has the T-34-85s and the SU-152s do not have those heat shells. I always get them confused, whereas the ISU-122S clearly does have a nice big 122mm cannon, and it's going to be a bit of a tough time for him getting through that thick armor, 125mm. I guess actually looking at it, the T-34-85s can do that job, to be fair. I was not realizing that they do have that 145mm cannon, so they can do the job. They probably want to get a bit closer than the 2-kilometer range, which does put them at a disadvantage in kind of a one-on-one fight. So we'll have to see how RM34 tackles those big beasties, but Tiger doesn't have a hell of a lot of them either. So, you know, advantages, disadvantages. No one is ever going to have the perfect deck, at least unless you're probably playing the Canadian or such like. I jest. Guardia's tackling the strokey DP, chucking that grenade in, destroying the M2A1. Nice work from RM34, and then backing those Guardia off just to preserve the unit for now. But no real major movement. 13-11, RM34 capturing this center flag. Tiger doesn't really have anything in here yet. PE-283, the payload on that to 250 kilogram bombs, and I expect actually may well have just dropped on that PTRS. I think he's blind dropping that. I think he blind dropped that, but he did pin down those Tanko Disanikis. Will they recover in time before the enemy units come in? Because actually this is a nice little push here. Tiger has quite a lot of infantry. It's backed up by a T-34-76, and the support weapons from RM34 are not really in place. So I definitely do see Tiger taking hold of this ground. Whether he can push beyond that, it looks like the south is where Tiger is going to concentrate. And actually the south, as we look at it now, was where Tiger made most of the ground in the previous game, or the previous game on this map. The sniper does start to get involved, along with the Guardia, but that is now taking the shots from the SU-152. Possibly the SU-76 as well there, I think, may have got involved. ISU-122 getting involved as well, and all these big weapons are going to really start to add up. I was trying to realize what was giving the big explosions, because I was expecting it to be the ISU, but I have a feeling somehow it was the SU. Off map, in from RM34, and that's a pretty decent response. 152mm is going to stop this attack dead in its tracks. And we look back up to the northern side. Looks like RM34 has tried to push forward. He's got an SU-152 of his own. Must have been the SU-152, given those huge explosions there. And the Ognamachiki are dancing between buildings, but I don't really see RM34 getting through the Tanko Disanikis. There is also a Razvedka in there, so he does have to worry about that. A little bit of tangling between the two forests further up. We drop back down south to check out the off-map. The Strokies did push out in time. Tiger really pushing forwards. Tanko Disaniki almost caught in that off-map. Surprised the units didn't unload there. And yeah, they have made their way pretty far forwards, but they are finally caught up in that off-map. The Strokies did manage to take care of the Guardia and do capture the flag further up. 13-11 to Tiger now. 5 minutes on the clock, and it's been a fantastic start. Looks like a push from both players into the centre town, but I'm hesitant to back away from the southern area here. Look at the number of tanks coming in from Tiger, really leveraging the cheap aspect of the T-34-76, just 45 points apiece, and the Su-76 down south, just 35 points apiece. And they have some great guns here. I mean, I don't think Tiger spots the M42 gun, which is why he's backing off, but they can definitely take on that M42 gun. It looks like he did spot, I think, perhaps the DZ, sorry, the Jeep there, but I don't think Denisov actually made the kill, and he is going to come through onto the M42 gun. No, let's just check out the skin as we fly over this central city. A lot of Tiger's units have gone down, but also a lot of RM34s have gone down as well. After Machiki and Tanko Disaniki do go in there, and that will really help out. Razvedka coming in here. Will it get the bazooka shot onto the T-34-85? And it does. What a shot. Must have been right at the edge of range. After Machiki do go into the building and should clear that up. But a fantastic kill from that Razvedka unit. And that is what we're saying about Razvedkas and those bazookas. They always catch players off guard. You do not expect them. Even if you know that they're in the deck, you still do not expect. Look at the charge of the T-34-76 there. Takes care of that SU with its accompanying beast further back. And the Guardias have to unload early. Don't get as far forward as RM34 would have liked. That T-34 is tangling slightly with the Guardias. Does back away now and lives to fight another day. The the Jeep does back off here, and Su-152 and Su-76 coming around the north of the forest. Tanko Disaniki still in their transport. Going to go further on, and Tiger's after flag right now. He really is pushing with all his might down south, and look at the absolute overwhelming numbers he has down here. RM34 has to bring in reinforcements ASAP. Even more than he has been. He keeps bringing in reinforcements. He just continually needs more and more, but it does leave Tiger a little bit weaker up north, and RM34 trying to exploit that. Tanko Disaniki is moving forward, trying to pick up the flag here. They are cut off from their own lines, but they should unload. Ooh, Guardias unload just before that M42 gun starts firing. Tanko Disaniki might go down here to that M42 gun. Should unload, surely? Yes, do unload. But that's not necessarily a bad position to unload, as long as RM34 micros that position. Final off-map from the Jeep KAO. It's reasonably placed, but Tiger again might well move out of that off-map. And all the Guardia in this area have gone down. Just one half-strength unit of After Machiki. One of them did retreat to this southern town, but the Su-76 is on the way and should take care of that if they spot the unit. T-34s engaging one another. There is an M42 gun up further north. One of the T-34s from Tiger goes down, but the opposite number from RM34 goes down as well. M42 gun goes down immediately to the Su-152, but an Su-76 goes down as well. Both sides taking out tank numbers, but at the moment, Tiger has the advantage. He has way more units, and look at all of these strokers being ordered into the position. T-34-76 going over the field, trying to discover the Ognamachiki, and they should take care of them when they do discover it. More Su-76s on the way. And is that a second ISU? No, I think that's the original that didn't quite get as far forward. All of the strokers coming in now, and RM34 moving units down from the north to try and halt this advance from Tiger. He's still 13-11 up. There's 29 minutes on the clock. RM34 has plenty of time, doesn't want to panic too much, but Tiger's push may get out of hand if he cannot reinforce. And at the moment, Tiger's got the number advantage, so every time RM34 tries to bring in reinforcements, they're outnumbered and they're coming in piecemeal and being destroyed one by one, which is not what you want. But what else can he do at this point? Another T-34-76 does go down to the Su-76. I-2 T-34-85s on the way, and this will at least give him a little bit more advantage against the T-34-76s. Still has to worry about the ISU-122S in there. But yeah, the T-34-85s, apart from that, they can outmatch pretty much everything else in there. So a nice decision to bring them in, and finally, they should start to do a little bit more work depending on what happens with this ISU-122S. I also like the decision to bring them up this northern road rather than the southern side. This Su-76, or pair of Su-76s, do have that road somewhat covered. And actually, if they do move further south, which is exactly what Tiger's going to do, they've got the exact spawn point covered. Ooh, ISU does go down. But one of the T-34-85s went down as well, and I think it was the ISU that killed it. In comes a Yak-1B, which is, he's trying to protect these Guardia. He's trying to stall the attack, but he cannot do it, and the Tanko Thessaloniki will defeat that half-strength unit of Guardia. One more coming in just to hold this final flag back. Tiger only at 1410, so RM34 does still have time here, and just needs to contain the situation. Denisov coming in to strafe that SU-152. Kind of think that's a mistake. I think it's easier to go after some softer targets, but I guess that's what Tiger saw on the battlefield right now, and brings it across to heavy cover and kind of counter that Yak-1B that came in earlier. No AA currently on either side, so I can understand why Tiger's using it to cover off. Here we go. He is now ordering it against the OB-25. Which snapshots against the T-34-76 and takes it out with that heat ammunition. Nice job from RM-34 there. Recovers the flag in that center hill. Keeps it at 14-10. Tiger taking the flag down south as well. Denisov going in for the strafe and run on that OB-25. RM-34 definitely needs to move that unit because it could get taken out by that P-40N on the next strafing run. PE-283 going to come in and target the other T-34-85. It is trying to man the line against all of the Strokey units pushing forwards, but there's so many, and I feel like Tiger may well pick the spawn up here. Down goes the OB-25. Bit of a shame from RM-34. He just needed to move it slightly out of the way, and the strafing ones wouldn't have connected. In comes the bombing strikes onto the T-34-85. No major kills. No major kill there, and the Strokey SVTs do discover the Guardia. One of the Strokeys goes down to a shot from the T-34-85, but down goes must have been the Yak-1B that came in there, and Denisov just dispatches that Yak-1B with absolute ease. The T-34-85 down in the south is getting overwhelmed by the SU-76s here. Has been forced to fall back. It's showing side armor, and it might go down. Yes, it does go down. The Guardia go down as well. And the off-map spotted is being strafed by Denisov. That ace is doing so much work right now. T-34-76 on the center hill is being pushed back by the SU-122, and another big beast for Tiger onto the field right now. The off-map does go down, but it was fully out of off-map artillery barrages. Tiger should capture the spawn now, no doubt about that. One T-34-85 left here. Still only 14-10 though, so while capturing the spawn doesn't... Ooh, down goes an SU-76I as well. Capturing the spawn doesn't really give him any territory gains. It restricts RM-34's route to reinforcements, but I think he'd kind of given up on that road anyway. It does make it harder for him to get back in here, but with all of the units, you know, so far forward, if he manages to get back into this central area, don't discount a flank coming down, you know, these northern roads into the center area and completely cutting off all of these units. But Tiger is trading very, very well right now. Another T-34-85 goes down, and so many T-34s going down. A huge group of infantry units up here, and it looks like RM-34's moving up into this northern town area, and if he manages it, that would be an excellent move. Ognamachiki making the push forwards. Yes, he is. He's going for it, and I like this move. I really like this move. There are a couple of Strokey DP and 52p here in the way of the Guardias, but what a fantastic move. If this pulls off, I'll be incredibly excited to see how the game progresses from here. There is a T-34-76 on the way into this kind of position. Tiger may well reroute that. 15-9 for Tiger, does recapture the hill. 11 minutes 30 left on the clock. There have been some infantry reinforcements brought in down here from RM-34 to counter Tigers, but Tiger just still has so much stuff, and SU-152, just everything's going down from RM-34. He's got to feel bad right now. All of his stuff is just going down, and it just feels like Tiger managed to overwhelm him early on and has never lost that overwhelming number of units down in the south. Every single time RM-34's tried to reinforce, his units have just been overwhelmed. Oh, the infantry did get caught. They did get caught, and they are now sitting out in the open. What a shame. That would have been a fantastic move, but Tiger does cover off very well by moving the T-34-76 he had on the road here. He moves it further up, recovers that road perfectly. The two Guardias did go down to the stroke units as well. And that's a bit of a shame from RM34. I really felt like that could have opened the game up completely. T-34 is taking shots from every direction here. Forward, south, center. Where? These are gonna go down, no doubt about it. And in comes a P-283 to target the infantry that were brought into that town. Let's watch both situations here. Oh, we got a ZIS-3 in as well. Another T-34-85. That one's being shot at by the M42 gun. Some of the units of infantry goes down. Oh, this SU-76 does go down, but again, the T-34-85 goes down in response as well. And this ISU is still here. I mean, if that can take up a position kind of here on the top of this hill, man, RM34 is going to find it incredibly hard to get back into this game. And it's 15-9 down right now. He has 10 minutes left. Wow, 70 minutes of this game have gone already. And where have they gone? What a fantastic final game between these two players. And Tiger is going all out to face Grey Fox in the finals. And RM34 surrenders. RM34 surrenders. 17 minutes. 20 seconds. Congratulations, Tiger. Commiserations, RM34. But that kill-loss difference just tells the tale of this game. Tiger swiftly took that southern side, and man, oh man, RM34 he just could not recover. He just could not recover. He just could not get himself a front line. Once his front line had been demolished, destroyed, desolated, and forced back, he just could not re-establish a front line. Tiger was just constantly on the attack over and over again. He had so many units down there, and he just overwhelmed RM34 in that southern side time and time again. Even RM34 with the T-34-85s, which should have beaten most of the units down there. He was just overwhelmed by numbers, just overwhelmed. What a fantastic game. Let's have a look at the kills from Tiger. The ISU-122S takes out two T-34-85s and three T-34-85s and a T-34-76. That unit really did some fantastic work and was a big threat right from the start, and Tiger used it right from the start as well, which was excellent to see. He had a great combined variation of units in there with the SU-152s, with the ISUs, with the T-34s. This deck, this 7th mech deck, is a really good deck. Look at this T-34 down here. Takes out an SU-152 and two of its counterparts, and trades up against the T-34-85 as well. Primac, what a legend in that T-34-76 OBR 1943 variant. Denisov, we saw him, did take out the OB-25, and it was a Yak-1B that he took down, that we didn't quite capture there. Second ISU-122S did come in and defeat the SU-152 as well. And just RM34 did not get a break in that match. The off-map, maybe, if that was just better timed, that could have halted that push. Because I saw that first off-map placed down, and I thought, that could halt this push. That could really halt this push. But Tiger had already passed by it before that off-map came down. So maybe if an emergency off-map would have gone down first, you know, the shorter kind of 10 to 12 second off-map barrage, if that had come down first, maybe that whole southern push could have been halted enough time for RM34 to kind of get in reinforcements and re-establish a baseline, a front line. But in the end, that's not what happened. He did have a T-34-76 here, trade well. But most of his units didn't. Another one here, a Comrotti, did take out the ISU and the T-34-76. But yeah, most of his 85s, look, just so many 85s went down, and I really do feel bad because I felt like those 85s could certainly have done the job. It's just seemed like they got overwhelmed by just constant fire coming down on them. That they would maybe get one shot off. There would be like 5 replies, and then they'd get stressed out, which is understandable when you got like 5 different tanks all firing at you, tank destroyers, and then they kind of ended up trying to fall back and was showing side armor and stuff like that, and just went down. Oh, what a fantastic game. And if this game is anything to go by, man, I cannot wait for the finals. And I hope you cannot wait as well. If you can't, hit that subscribe button so make sure you don't miss. Make sure you don't miss it. Hit the like button as well if you've enjoyed this game. I'm sure you have. And remember, Tiger does stream on Twitch. So if you want to watch him in action, and then tune in to his channel on Twitch. It's Tiger1 on there. So yeah, go watch him in action. I am a great fan of Tiger. He is a great friend of mine and has really helped me out with this game. And he's definitely a great player of it. So deservedly in the Steel Division League Season 3 Division 2 playoff finals, and will take his place actually in Division 1 next season. Well, when I say take his place, that depends on actually if he plays or not. Anyway, enough about this. Oh man, I'm sorry, that game just got me so pumped. Thanks very much for watching, guys. I am Angry Bird. I will see you next time.